Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And yesterday I was talking about kind of tool branded chargers and cords, etc. And a few people did mention that they use tool branded earbuds, but good and bad. And I have used these Kleins for, gosh, several months now, and I absolutely love them. But let me go over why. It's a different kind of an earbud. And I've been using the Apple ones since they first came out. Before that, I had all kinds of corded earbuds. In fact, this one here, this is a Bose noise canceling earbud. State of the art when I got it. I got it for flying. I used to use the Bose noise canceling headphones. I had done a video on the work tunes here, which I can connect then to my phone and listen to podcasts or books or whatever while I'm working. These big earmuff types are similar to what these Kleins can do, and I'll get into that. And then of course I did a video on these Kleins, these AESE M1s, which are very similar to the Work Pro or Work Tunes. I like them a little better because of the functionality and the volume control on them. Obviously I do tool branded ear plugs. I always have these things handy. The Milwaukee ones are fine. You can get these at Home Depot for not a lot of money. But anyway, I often like earbuds, little tiny ones. Here's a small set of Bose for sports. But here's the kind of the philosophy difference, okay? When you go with an earmuff, you completely cover the ear, and whether or not it's got power, whether or not you're using it, this thing will stop a proportion of the noise, ideally to get down to a lower volume level. And I really hate loud noises. I try to avoid them as much as possible. I know a lot of folks with hearing loss, including my own family, and I don't want to risk it, so I'm pretty careful. But then I do have music and audio and news and all kinds of stuff constantly playing. I love the Beat style when they came out because they were so portable compared to the ones either around the neck or the full corded ones, and you could get a pretty good fit. I did a video on the plug phones. This is similar to the Klein. The Klein has longer battery life and a few other features, but let's get into kind of the philosophy. If you are using, first of all, if you are just using something like this, it's not really stopping much of the outside noise. So if you're in a loud environment, often you have to either just not be able to hear very well or crank it up, which is a bad idea. Kind of the same with these, except these are designed to plug the ear a little bit more. The early Apple ones, these guys, the basic ones, just kind of hung in the ear. The next gen ones, where they started fitting a little tighter, and these are noise canceling. Now, noise canceling earbuds basically have a electronic circuitry that detects the noise and then sends kind of like a destructive signal towards it, which then crosses it out, and basically you get kind of that noise canceling sound. That is one way to handle it, but these, first of all, they don't last as long battery-wise because it's a much more intense use of electronics, and once the battery dies, basically they're just hanging out in your ears. They're not really doing any kind of noise cancellation or even noise abatement. Well, these are the Klein situational awareness Bluetooth earbuds. So when you're wearing these, you have a couple of choices depending on which direction you go with the foam or silicone inserts or earpieces. The silicone ones are like kind of the conventional Apple. They allow you to hear what's going on around you a lot easier. That would be something where you're just after just a general fit, not necessarily noise canceling, because these are not noise canceling. They work differently. So if I go with one of the foam pieces here, if I just swap that out and stick a foam piece on, pretending, I can actually squish that down just like I was doing or putting in one of these traditional foam earplugs. So essentially that's what I've got now for my ear is an earplug. Now the situational awareness turned it on. Situational awareness side is I can have either the full plug, which means this is now like an earplug. That's what's going on here. If I can get my camera to focus. It's starting to get chilly again. Basically like an earplug in my ear, whether I'm using it or not, whether it's got battery power or not. It's an earplug at this point. Or if I'm actually using the thing, I can turn on a setting that takes the ambient noise through a microphone and then feeds it into my ear. So basically this is like a stop, and I can either have it be a stop, which means it's a noise reduction, in this case at least 26 decibels, or I can have it feed through. And now feeding through is very much like what, kind of the headphones and stuff that we might use on the range when we're operating other loud tools. And these things will then basically stop loud noises. They won't let those pass through, or it won't amplify it as much. So I can literally have a conversation, I can hear what's going on around me, but if there's a loud noise, that doesn't get through. Now that part of it only works when there's battery, and you supposedly get about 30 hours of battery life. I haven't run these that long without charging them to see, but they do go a long time. I'll get into the fit and the shape in a moment, so hang on. But what happens is that is always going to be an earplug, and it might be an earplug with situational awareness where I can actually hear what's going on around me. And some people are using that actually for certain outdoor activities as well, because it's like superhuman hearing, but you're not as worried about loud noises. And I do other loud noise abatement stuff as well, but I've grown to really appreciate this direction compared to, say, Apple ones, although I think Apple is working on something like that. And it's certainly lighter and less sweaty than working with the full ear muffs, and it's night and day over anything else, any of the others. Noise canceling is great, but unless you are working with a full ear cover, it's not going to work for really loud noises or sustained noise. So, fit. They do stick out further. That is an issue, that is a complaint some people have, because it's easy to knock these out of your ears if you are, taking a hat or helmet or hard hat or anything like that on or off. That is a concern. You have to get the right fit for it to work, just like an earplug. So that comes with 6 different sets, but 3 foam and 3 silicone. So you can try to get that so it fits just right. As far as control on these, you can tap. There's a right and a left, and you got single, double, or triple tap on each one. So you have 6 different controls. So basically, you can do pause, you can do fast forward, you can do play, you can go backwards. You've got volume up, volume down, and then if you hold it in for a little bit, for a second and a half, you can actually turn them on and off. Overall, they're great. It comes in this box. They're not cheap, but that's because they're very effective. I like the Klein color branding here. And this is also a charging container as well with a USB-C port on the back. Overall, I'm impressed. I use them all the time. I use them in conjunction with my Klein earmuffs and some of my other stuff, but it's important to protect your ears. We're discovering lots about our long-term noisy environments causing problems. So something like this that works regardless of whether or not it's got battery power, whether or not you're listening to anything, and you can bypass not bypass, you can amplify the local environment, so you can have that situational awareness, which is critical. Anyway, let me know which ones you use. I bet a lot of you use different kinds and different kinds of environments. Which ones, and what do you do with them? And with that, Doc out.